Steve, Mahomes had his 5th career 400-yard day. What about this performance stood out to you?
Well, you just get a sense, I said earlier in the season that the only team that's going to beat the Chiefs are themselves. Coming out of the huddle, and I remember being the attendance of one at the Ravens game with the Chiefs, and I said, no, they've got so many options. They can come from everywhere, and really they're the only ones that can slow themselves down. Defenses that play them every week are on their heels, and the only way they get beat is if they allow themselves to have defenses lean forward. Look at this, start the game, Tyreek Hill, they're worried about him sideline to sideline, end zone to end zone. They have to protect every inch of pay dirt. Look at Patrick Mahomes backing up. 3rd and 2, conversion. You think you have a great defense, you got everybody covered. Look at like Thomas Lott running down the line in 1970s Oklahoma with the veer off the option. How are you going to stop a quarterback that can do that and then running out the game? Who do you put the ball in whose hands to go do it? No, you're not going to run the football. Just put it in Pat's hands. And does he know to get down in bounds and make sure to run the clock out? Nobody is going to beat this team except for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how explosive they are. And how would you like to be a defensive coordinator in a defense trying not to be on your heels and have a chance to stay in the game? Who's going to outscore the Chiefs is the real question.
And that's very tough to do. But, Steve, you just put some plays up there offensively for the Kansas City Chiefs, with Tyreek Hill just running slap through a defense. I want to talk to the defense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 24, cornerback Carlton Davis. When you get up in a guy's face like Tyreek Hill, when you know he has speed, you have to be confident in your skill set at the line of scrimmage. And then second of all, Whitehead, the safeties for the Tampa Bay Bucs, you got to understand depth and you have to understand angles with dealing with speed. The Kansas City Chiefs have so much speed on their team. You got to worry about guys like Mecole Hardman. You got to worry about guys like Kelsey. And I want to send a shout out to Travis Kelsey and the Cheetah for being able to be number 1 and number 2 in the National Football League, just being able to get those receiver yards. For the last couple of weeks, is Kelsey a receiver or is he a tight end? Whatever he is, he's in the tops of everything that he's doing at the wide receiver position. But let me get back to the defense. They have to understand angles with dealing with a track team like that. Yeah. Get depth and get width and watch the ball come to you.
Let's turn to the Bucs offense. And we've heard for a while now this is a collaboration, Arian style, Brady style. How's it going in week 12?
Well, it's still a work in progress. And there seems to be a narrative out there that it's either Bruce Arians' fault or Byron Leftwich's fault. And usually reality always lies somewhere in the middle. Could the plays be better? Sure. Could the execution be better? Sure. But no one seems to want to point the finger at the 9-time Super Bowl participating, 6-time Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady. Tom Brady hasn't played well. He's predetermining some of his throws. He's seeing, I'm not going to say he's seeing ghosts, but the rush isn't always there as he is seeing it. Tom Brady has to play better. And I think people around the league want to make excuses and say, well, it's Bruce, well, Steve, it's Byron and Tom. Listen, sometimes the guy is just not playing well. Yes, he's the greatest quarterback of all time, but can we just say this on this program? He's great, but he is not playing well at all. And maybe, just maybe, that's the problem, and it's not all on Byron Leftwich or Bruce Arians, Steve.
No, I think Byron and Bruce would like to be more explosive, Boog. I think that they would like to be more expansive. And Tom is playing a really kind of, last week when I was there in the Monday night game, they're playing a horizontal game. It's dink and dunk. Tom looks like a quarterback that wants to be 28 for 30, right? I want every short, just march down the field and not have that explosiveness. And to me, anytime he tries to throw a long ball, and he's maybe seeing pressure and feeling pressure because that offensive line is a patchwork in the week before, I just feel like the long game is gone. And I think Tom Brady is going to have to force the issue and prove to other teams in the rest of the league, because they are predatory. Defenses in this league, Brooke, as you know, are predatory, and they maybe smell that Tom Brady can't be expansive anymore. Maybe because of the offensive line, maybe the fear of the rush, whatever, maybe the arm strength, whatever it is. This team feels like a horizontal offense, to your point, that does rest with Tom Brady.
Well, Stephen, to your point, in the highlights there, you just showed the interception that Breeland picked. Why would you throw a 50-50 jump ball to Scotty Miller against Breeland? Breeland is 6'2". Scotty Miller is shorter than Shefty. Why would you throw a 50-50 ball up to him? Yeah, I know. There's no reason whatsoever to throw a 50-50 ball up to Scotty Miller. That should be Mike Evans. So Tom Brady, before the snap of the ball, said, I'm going here regardless, and you just can't do that.
Well, let me tell y'all something. I can't believe that y'all sitting on national TV talking about Tom Brady. For the last 2 seasons, correct me if I'm wrong, they had a quarterback by the name of Jameis
Yes.
there in Tampa, right?
Yes.
And his inability to move in the pocket had him a league high, 30-something interceptions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Tom's throwing interceptions, not moving around in the pocket, right? Steve just alluded to Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich offense being a vertical offense.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew what you were getting in the offseason.
Yes.
And knowing that you've been struggling up front of protecting your quarterback. So I think that Tom is most comfortable when he has that running back, when he can dink and dunk, when the guys are moving pieces across his face. Y'all just alluded to Bruce Arians wants to stretch the field,
Yes.
but the offense is not going to allow that offense to run up and down the field like that. So I said, week 1, week 2, you have to be able to play to the strengths of Tom Brady. That's by him getting the ball to the running back and have moving pieces in front of him, and I don't see that going down in Tampa right now.
To your point about the running back that can catch the ball, Bruce Arians said this before the season ever really got going. He said there are levels to this offense. There's always somebody deep. There's always somebody intermediate, and there's somebody short. You don't always have to throw the football deep. He said that about Jameis Winston. So you mean to tell me that he's not giving Tom Brady any outlets? See, I find that hard to believe, and I just don't want us to be on national TV saying, you know what, Tom, you're good. It's all on Bruce, because that's not the case. And I think that narrative is going around today, and that narrative needs to change.
All right, we got it. I have some good news. They have their bye. Finally, the Bucs finally have their bye. Maybe they can get it all working a little bit better. And Adam, you have some more breaking news.
Well, if the Bucs wrap up practice or are not at their facility in the afternoon on Wednesday, they'll be home to watch the Steelers-Ravens game, because it's not going to be Wednesday night. It's going to be Wednesday afternoon, 3:40 in the afternoon, an afternoon game. So we've got Monday Night Football tonight, Wednesday afternoon football this week, and that gives the teams a little bit more time to get ready. My understanding is, and this is unconfirmed, it had something to do with obviously wanting the teams to have more time, but also because there's a Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Wednesday night. And so they wanted to move up the game.
Is that in New York?
That's in New York.
Okay.
You need a
Do you have
ticket.
any idea
You need a
where-
ticket to attend, booger. And short guys like me are welcome.
Do you have any idea, Adam, where we can see that game?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
I love it. There you go.
Stay tuned. All right, so we have probably more breaking news, plenty to get to from Sunday, and of course, getting you set for our game tonight from our home here in the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. Rainy here in New York City, rainy in Philly. It's not going to stop Russell Wilson and company. We're in store for some fun at the Link, and if it's Monday, that means, come on, man.
The Badgers go up 13-0. What are they